Howdy, folks. Well, we lost John Prine tonight. John Prine was one of my top 5 literary influences. I don't have any claim on him. He just did me some good over the years with his music and his words. So tonight, instead of reading something from one of the books, a while back, a friend of mine, Justin Vernon, asked me to help him write the liner notes for a John Prine tribute album that Justin produced, and I was happy to do it. The words are really Justin's. I just sat in a deer stand with those words and kind of, I don't know, shoved them together and took them apart and put them back together and shined them up a little bit maybe, but tried to keep Justin's sentiments in there. And I remember calling him from the deer stand with edits. Didn't get a deer, didn't matter. Anyway, this is the album right here. It's called Broken Hearts and Dirty Windows. And so tonight, I'd just like to read those liner notes. Again, this is Justin's story. I was holding the Discman so carefully. I didn't want the CD to skip, and this was a bumpy road. We were headed for a weekend at the lake in rural Wisconsin. Just another family in a minivan. Dad at the wheel, Mom riding shotgun, kid in the back seat with his headphones on, balancing that music player like it was a plate full of pearls. My parents always had a big record collection, LPs and tapes made from those LPs. When music started coming out on compact discs, Mom and Dad chose their very first pair carefully. Van Morrison and John Prine's Great Days. And again, this is Justin's, folks. So this was me, Justin, deep in those foam paths, floating the player up and down to counter the roll of the road, and in my ears a voice like a next-door neighbor, the kind of guy a teenager might have been prone to ignore, but he had me right by the throat of my heart with the simplest of words. Hello in there. Hello. Songs, songwriters. You have your craftsmen, your flashy ones, the ones that are great or the ones that are genius. We talk about it, form up our own sort of academia with clicks and blinders and deconstructions. But every John Prine song dismisses the desire to even break it down like that. His singing voice and his literary voice are one. This is so rare among even the greatest in the echelons of Western song. The humble, heartbroken, beautifully playful disposition of his songs feels more his nature than his art. And thus we believe everything he sings. Hello in there somehow reached into my 12-year-old frame and allowed me to feel the quiet devastation of the old man and Loretta. The simple and modest veracity of those words and vocals not only conveyed the pain of the characters in the song, but every lonely loose ends feeling ever. Even ones I was too young to know. A few chords, some jotted words, and you had a lifetime. You wonder how, or if, John Prine will feel about this album, if it'll make any sense. Sometimes a tribute becomes less a salute than a mismatched group of shout-outs. After all the years gone, you wonder if John Prine feels a distance between the songs and the listeners, if these old songs seem folded over by now. But then it's back to another element of Prine's songs, humility, a delicate humility, not to be confused with weakness. And that is how we offer these songs, Mr. Prine, humbly, with gratitude, our tuppence to honor you and your life's works. Your songs are still here, John, beautifully breathing and beating us up. Thank you. Thanks to Justin for letting me share in that experience. And just glad the man left his music for us. Good night, all.